Mobile games. Now, when it comes to mobile games, definitely a lot has changed over the years. We went from strategy and puzzle-based games where you had to at least use some portion of your brain to whatever this is. Seriously, what is this? Now, I'm not sure if you remember, but back in the wee ages of our youth, mobile games were all the rage. Everyone would be coming to school with their iPod Touch and be playing these games all recess instead of, being active. Now, I truly do believe that we lived in the peak of mobile games, and what better way to honor them than to go back. Yeah, that segue sucked. Holy shit. Now this is a certified classic. The premise is very simple. Finish the level without making any mistakes, and you win. Touch to spike? Go all the way back to the beginning and try again. All the while, your ears are being bombarded with dubstep music. The thing about Geometry Dash is that something even as little as precise timing can cost you that entire level's run, forcing you to keep trying again and again and figure out the timing and touch patterns out for yourself. Eventually, over time, it just becomes muscle memory. It requires such patience, which is something that I even struggled with when playing this. The thing about it is that there was no way to cheat or anything, you just simply had to get good at the game. And thankfully, I was. Instead of socializing and making friends at school, I was sitting at the lunch table playing Geometry Dash. In the long run, was it worth it? I mean, who else in my graduating class can say that they're able to beat all 3 demon levels? Yeah, I bet not many. Yeah, those 15 minutes of fame were totally worth it. Geometry Dash is one of the best mobile games, whether you were good at it or not. 10 out of 10. Dumb ways to die. Bro, this game was another amazing one. The game makes you solve puzzles and complete tasks to, you guessed it, prevent yourself from dying in a dumb way. It started off simple and easy, but then it would get faster and faster, and more obstacles would pop up, and you'd have less time to complete them. Then they released 2 more games. You have no idea how hype I was when I found out that these existed. The only thing that pissed me off about this game was the ads, which honestly, it takes it down a couple spots for me. Also, a real quick fun fact about this game, it was actually part of a railroad safety campaign for Melbourne, Australia. This is how you properly do a PSA. Such an iconic game, 8 out of 10. Angry Birds. Can we just take a moment of silence and acknowledge how hard this game fell off? This game really was at the top of the world. It had collabs, merch, and at one point, even its own movie. Angry Birds was just one of those things that I think were only so popular because it was close to the only available thing at the time. It was either Angry Birds or Candy Crush, and unless you're past the age of 35, ain't nobody playing Candy Crush. Angry Birds had a bunch of spin-offs like Bad Piggies, Angry Birds Go, which was essentially just a Mario Kart but with Angry Birds. Me personally, I was an Angry Birds Star Wars guy. I even had a t-shirt of it. This game was very simple and very straightforward, and I think paved the way for a lot of what mobile games were to be. 7 out of 10. Clash of Clans and Clash Royale. Alright, now I just want to say that these 2 games are very different now than what they used to be like 10 years ago, before the sweats and hackers and everything of the sort. I remember I used to play Clash of Clans all the time, building my town hall and upgrading mines, things like that. The thing is that it requires patience, where you wait anywhere from 15 seconds to like an entire fucking week. But you could skip the entire wait and anticipation by using gems. But oops, they're blocked by a paywall. And these gems aren't cheap either. For like 1,200 gems, it's like $10 plus tax. So this would lead me and many others to go down alternative styles of acquiring them. That being free gem hack 100% working 2016. Now I remember when I would be looking at these on my Samsung tablet, I wasn't even actually able to get to the part where you got the gems because I kept getting spammed with pop-ups on my screen, as well as being told I need to complete some survey. But every time I would do the survey, which by the way took like 10 to 15 minutes each one, you know what? Nothing would happen. I'd be sitting there like an idiot. Now, Clash Royale was the exact same way, but it was somehow worse. Instead of waiting for a town hall or a building to upgrade or something, you were always waiting on your chest to open. So you had to wait an entire extra like 12 hours to get your rewards. And half the time, the rewards were garbage anyways. And this is pretty much how Supercell makes money, and it wasn't just these two games. You had other games like Heyday, Brawl Stars, Boom Beach. Did anyone ever actually play Boom Beach? Like, I would see advertisements of it everywhere, but I don't remember anyone actually playing it. All I remember is that back in middle school, people kept calling it Boom Beach. Anyways, these games were okay, but the entire paywall thing definitely takes it down. 4 out of 10. Subway Surfers and Temple Run. I'm just gonna put these two things together because, let's be honest, they're essentially the same thing. You're running away from something as the course gets faster and faster. Doesn't matter if it's an angry security guard or a giant monkey gorilla thing. Okay, seriously, what the is this thing? For me, these two were games that I would play maybe while I was waiting for my parents to run into the store and grab something, or when I'd be waiting to get picked up from school. But if you play for more than like 3 rounds, it just gets very stale very fast because there isn't much replayability. After all, it's an arcade game. You just try and beat your previous high score and that's it. No levels or progression, nothing. Now, I will give Subway Surfers credit where credit is due. The music was indeed one of the best bops to have ever come out of the 2010s. It still goes hard to this day. Another thing about it is that it can captivate your attention. Don't believe me? Well, I've been playing nothing but gameplay on your screen for like the past 20 seconds, and I'm willing to bet you were watching it the whole way through. I think TikTok and Subway Surfers single-handedly revived Family Guy back into popularity because of those gameplay clips. Not a great game, not a bad one. 6 out of 10. In conclusion, either mobile games have changed drastically, or it could just be nostalgia. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to follow my socials. I'm going to leave those all down below. You know, maybe even hit the big red button. I'm also thinking of creating another channel, or maybe even 2 channels, to talk about completely different things, like video essays or commentary, something along the sorts. So if you actually would find interest in that, please let me know down below. Thank you guys for all your support. I love you all so much.